Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. So, before entering in the subject, inshallah, I will make a brief introduction. C'est-à-dire, avant de rentrer dans le sujet, je vais faire une introduction brève in English and French. So, the first thing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gonna ask upon Yawm al-Qiyamah is the salat, like everybody knows. La première chose que Allah il va interroger le jour de la résurrection, c'est la prière. Certains savants disent que celui qui prie pas, on ne peut pas le considérer comme musulman, même si ce n'est pas la majorité. La majorité ils disent que même s'il ne prie pas, tant qu'il reconnaît que c'est un grand péché et qu'il doit le faire, il est considéré comme musulman, pour vous dire l'importance. Et cette prière, bien sûr, elle n'est pas valide si il n'y a pas l'ablution. Donc, l'ablution, Ahbab al-Kiram, doit être faite correctement. Je dis ça parce que je m'excuse auprès des frères, je vise personne. Souvent, quand je passe dans la salle de wudu, je vois malheureusement des gens qui ne savent pas faire l'ablution correctement. Donc, la première obligation, donc, c'est l'intention avant de rentrer dans l'ablution. L'intention, c'est la première obligation. Après cette obligation, il y a la sunna qui vient. Tu peux dire Bismillah, c'est une sunna. Après, tu laves les mains 3 fois, c'est une sunna. Tu vois, 3 fois, tu laves les mains. Ensuite, tu laves la bouche 3 fois. Et celui qui a un miswak, donc il peut l'utiliser. Tu vois, ça rajoute beaucoup de hasanat. Ensuite, tu fais monter l'eau dans ton nez doucement pour ne pas te faire mal avec la main droite et tu la ressors avec la main gauche, sans forcément exagérer à faire comme un âne, à faire trop de bruit. Donc doucement avec la main droite et doucement avec la main gauche. Donc 3 fois, c'est une sunna aussi. Donc là, on va rentrer dans la deuxième obligation, c'est le visage. La première fois du visage, comme Allah il a dit, ça c'est la deuxième obligation de l'wudu. Tout le début, à part l'intention, c'était des sunnas. Donc, les limites du visage, pour ceux qui me voient, c'est d'ici à ici, et ici et ici. C'est-à-dire d'un lobe de l'oreille à l'autre, et du menton jusqu'à l'endroit où est censé commencer les cheveux. Donc, celui qui a une calvitie, par exemple, non, il commence en haut du front, là où sont censés commencer les cheveux. C'est ça les limites du visage. Donc, il faut frotter, il faut bien frotter dans les yeux, il faut passer, etc. Et celui qui a une barbe épaisse comme la mienne, il l'essuie juste. Celui qui a une petite barbe, il rentre les mains. Une fois, deuxième fois c'est sunna, troisième fois c'est sunna. Donc après les mains jusqu'au coude, et le coude il rentre dedans. Tu vois, le coude il doit rentrer dedans. C'est-à-dire si le coude n'a pas été fait, l'ablution n'est pas acceptée. Donc la prière n'est pas acceptée. Donc le coude il rentre dedans. Et ce qui est demandé c'est de frotter comme ça entre les doigts, ici. Donc une fois, obligatoire, 2 fois, sunna, 3 fois sunna. Pareil pour la main gauche. Ensuite, on essuie les cheveux. Donc, celui qui a des cheveux qui tombent devant comme ça, il doit les prendre aussi. Et on essuie comme ça. Donc, en arrière, c'est obligatoire. Le retour, c'est sunna. Ensuite, on renouvelle l'eau et on essuie les oreilles. Et ensuite, on lave les pieds. On lave les pieds. Donc, dans l'ablution, il y a 2 choses qu'on fait. On essuie et on lave. C'est pas la même chose. Moi, je vois des gens, des fois, on ne parle pas de ceux qui ont les chaussettes. Ils essuient les pieds. Essuyer, c'est quoi? Ils mouillent leurs mains et ils frottent sur les pieds. L'ablution n'est pas valide. Il faut laver les pieds. Laver, ça veut dire quoi? L'eau doit couler sur les pieds. Il faut vraiment qu'il y ait de l'eau qui coule. Il faut laver le visage. C'est-à-dire, ça ne suffit pas que tu mettes de l'eau comme ça sur tes mains, tu fais comme ça et tu passes sur le visage. Non, tu dois prendre une grande quantité d'eau. Il faut que l'eau coule jusqu'à ce qu'il y ait des gouttes qui tombent. Il n'y a que la tête qu'on essuie. C'est-à-dire, il n'y a qu'à la tête. Suivez bien, s'il vous plaît, Ahbab al-Kiram. Suivez bien. On parle de la prière. C'est la chose la plus importante. Donc, la tête, tu, là, tu mouilles les mains et tu essuies. Mais tu ne peux pas faire ça pour le reste des membres. Tu ne peux pas faire ça pour les mains, tu ne peux pas faire ça pour le visage. Le reste des membres, Farsilou Allah, il a dit, il faut laver. Et laver, c'est quoi? Il faut prendre une quantité d'eau que tu poses sur le visage jusqu'à ce que ça coule. Il faut faire couler l'eau donc sur les mains, et il faut faire couler l'eau sur les pieds, etc. Il n'y a que la tête et les oreilles que l'on essuie. So I was talking about the importance of making wudu. I was not supposed to talk about that now. We have another subject. But it's happened a lot of time, brothers. Subhanallah. When I'm making my wudu, I see people they don't know to make wudu. You see, this is ajib, ahbab al-kiram. So one of the big problem, people are comment on dit essuyer en anglais? Hein? People are wiping the place that's supposed to be washed. You know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying to wash when you're making wudu. To wash, what is the difference between washing and wiping? To wash, you need to take a big amount of water. Not a big, but some amount of water until some water gonna fall down. Some water. So you got to wash the face. You cannot wipe the face. To wipe is what? You just make your hands wet and you do like this. This is whipping or wiping. This is wiping. So this invalidates the wudu. You're supposed to take some water. You got to take some water, wash the face. You got to wash the arms. To wash the arms. So the water is supposed to flow. You see, you got to wash the water, and you can wipe the head. Then you can wipe. It means you make your hands wet, and then you do like this. Some people also are wiping the feet. You see, he just make his hand wet. He do like it. No, the water got to flow. Farsilu. The water got to flow. And about the socks, at least the socks, if you want to make it on the sock, it's got to be épais. Comment on dit épais? Thick. At least. Well, asa, otherwise, the one who have not really sahih is the khufain that Nabi alayhi salam used to do in it. So that was the introduction. So, my dear respected brother, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is sent this Quran. So, Allah is talking to us about the previous people. Allah is talking to us about the previous people. The aim that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying this is not that we know the story. Allah is not telling story. Allah, c'est pas un conteur d'histoire. Le but pour lequel Allah il a descendu le Coran, quand il nous raconte les histoires des gens passés, the aim is to see with who I'm walking is whose foot. With who I have, je ressemble. Comment on dit? À qui je ressemble? With who I have? With who I look like? I look like. This is the aim. Do I have the behavior of Fir'aun, or do I have the behavior of the Prophet Shu'aib alayhi salam with my family, or the Prophet Yaqub alayhi salam? What is my behavior? Le but que Allah nous a descendu le Coran et qui parle des histoires passées, c'est pas juste nous raconter des histoires, c'est regarder sincèrement à qui je ressemble parmi ces gens-là dont Allah y parle. Est-ce que je ressemble au prophète Yusuf alayhi salam? Est-ce que je ressemble au prophète Ibrahim? And you find example for youth and for old people, for everybody. You know, and one big story that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about is Surah Al-Baqarah. Surah Al-Baqarah, the story of the cow. What is the story of the cow? So there were one people got killed in the Bani Israel, the people of Musa alayhi salam. One guy, he got killed. So when he was killed, so they went to Musa alayhi salam and they asked him, can you ask Allah, please, who is the killer? You see, they asked him. So like I was saying in the beginning, the aim of those stories, Allah doesn't want us to be like them. This is why Allah is counting the story. It's not because of knowledge. So they went to Musa alayhi salam and they asked him, please ask Allah who is the killer. For the first problem of the Bani Israel, they don't have no link with Allah. Anytime they have a problem, they go to Musa alayhi salam, they need food, please ask Allah. They need water, please ask Allah. But you see the Sahaba, the difference with the Sahaba, if they need salt, they ask Allah. Just salt, only salt, they ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Any problem they have in their lives, they ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah is saying to us, we should not be like the Banu Israel. We only go to our Imam, hey Imam, please make dua for me. But why you cannot make dua for yourself? There is nothing bad to ask the Imam for the dua. But why you cannot make dua for yourself? And Allah is so generous. What sin that you make? What sin that are you making that you not even expect on your own dua? The Banu Israel, they were like this. They only go to their Imam, please make dua, please ask Allah. But every Muslim should be able to make dua for himself, because Allah is so generous. Allah is so generous, you know. So if you cannot make dua for yourself, there is a real problem. You say, no, maybe he's eating haram. Of course you cannot make dua for yourself. Or maybe he has cut family ties. He has cut, I don't talk to my brother, or I don't talk to my uncle. Of course, what even salat are you making? What even Hajj are you going to? You see, nothing of that is accepted. Even this month of Shaban, you don't have the blessing because you cut the family ties. So, my dear respected brothers, so that was the first mistake of the Banu Israel. You see, they have no relationship with Allah. As soon as they have a problem, oh Musa, du'u lana rabbak, oh Musa, they don't say, du'u lana rabbana, du'u lana rabbak, ask your Allah. They don't say, ask our Allah, ask your Allah. But the Sahaba, they used to say, Rabbana, our Allah. So this is important. So they say, ask Allah, who is the killer? So Musa alayhi salam, he asked Allah, and Allah replied, so tell him to slaughter a cow. Atattakhizuna huzwa, you're making fun of us, they say. So when there is a order of Allah, this is the second quality of the Banu Israel that you see in that story. It's like, that makes no sense. You have Muslim today, Muslim, they say like this, but this order of Allah, that makes no sense. That was in the past. Come on, man, that makes no sense. Doesn't make sense, this hadith. Habibi, it's not because it doesn't make sense to you, you're not Allah, that it make no sense. Like the father sometimes is like me when I saying to my daughter, don't eat too much candies, you're going to be sick. That make no sense to her, but it's true. But she's too little, she's too young to understand. What about you and Allah? Al-Qadim al-awwalu bila bidaya. Allah has no beginning. He has no beginning. He always has been there. He's the creator of the time. He's the creator of the time. How can you say that the order of Allah who created your father, your grandfather, and his father, and this father, and until Adam alayhi salam, how can you say that his order has no sense? Because he said, no, I am an engineer, I'm a doctor in that. You're an engineer. So you study, how many years did you study? 8 years? Okay, 8 years, you take out the time, you're eating, you're sleeping, you're going to work. So maybe you study in reality 2.5 years. So because of 2.5 years of study, you think that you can say to an order of Allah that make no sense. So my dear brothers, this is dangerous. This is the bidayah of irtidad, of getting out of Islam. Like Shaitan, he said, this is what he said. That order, Allah, that make no sense to me. Why? So this is the Banu Israel. They say to Musa alayhi salam, okay, what is the color of the cow? What is the age of the cow? They ask. So Allah is saying the story that we Muslim, if we want to die in Iman, if we want to have the love of Allah, we should not be like this. No, today the world changed. Why we should follow this? Okay, I respect the Quran is from Allah, but today the society changed so much that this order, I think, we should change it. Subhanallah. We got to be scared of this talk. Like I say, the one who's talking and thinking like this is at the border of Islam. At the border of Islam. At the border, this is dangerous. So as we know the story, they asked so many questions. But the Sahaba, what the Sahaba was? The Sahaba, they were smarter than us, smarter. Between them, they were doctor. Between them, there is at their time, PhD of their time. But what they said, Sami'na wa ata'na, Allah said it, okay, I obey. They don't even try to understand who are we, little human beings, cannot forbid ourselves to go to toilets, cannot forbid ourselves to sleep, cannot forbid our stomach to grow. Sometimes, subhanAllah, you're in the interview, you're talking, everything is going nice, then your stomach like, brah. Allah is showing you you're nothing. Who are we to ask about the orders of Allah? Who is the Almighty, the Perfect? If we said Allahu Akbar, Akbar min kulli shay, greatest than everything, you know. So at the end of the story, like you know, finally they accept, finally, okay. They slaughtered the cow, then they took one part of the cow, and they beat the dead body with it, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala resuscitated the dead body. And the dead body, he said that this guy, so it's my nephew that killed me because of inheritance. So my dear brothers, we got to take example of the Sahaba. The Sahaba radiallahu anhum, even when they were praying, once at the beginning of Islam, like you know, the Qibla was toward Baytul Maqdis, toward Palestine. So when Allah gave the order, the Sahaba were praying. So somebody make the announcement, The Prophet ﷺ changed Qibla while they were praying. They didn't even wait to finish the prayer. While they were praying, they changed the Qibla to show how much they were obeying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah give us tawfiq to act upon this talk, inshallah.